Today is going to be the last video of this kind of three-part series that I've done on the Rite air springs, the airlift WirelessONE, and how I installed them on my 2013 Chevrolet Z71. If you haven't checked out those videos, I did one video just on the air springs and the installation of that, and then I did a separate video on this WirelessONE system and the installation on that. Today I kind of want to show you the controls of this WirelessONE. I'd also like to show you how the bags are filling with air and how they release the air. So far I have been really impressed with this system. It has made the truck ride tremendously better anytime that I have a trailer attached to it. With it lifting the back end of the truck and leveling the truck back out, it definitely makes it ride better as you're pulling a trailer, but it also makes it feel like you're pulling the trailer better. So I definitely feel like this is money well spent on this system. I have had a couple people say stuff like, well, you could have just installed another leaf spring or bigger leaf springs, and that would have been a lot cheaper than this system. But the only issue I have with that is, you know, this is my personal truck also. And if you change out the leaf springs, it's always going to be that tension of those leaf springs. You're not going to be able to kind of go back to your factory tension, and the truck's going to ride rougher whenever you're not pulling a trailer. For me, I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to kind of go back to stock anytime I wasn't pulling a trailer to have that more comfortable ride in the truck. So now let's get into the setup. I'll show you how the controller works, and I'll show you how I figure out how much air to put into the bags for an individual trailer. So the first thing let's talk about is the controller. I really like this controller. It's pretty small. It kind of fits in the palm of your hand. It does have a clip for your visor, so it puts it up and out of the way and into a spot that you can always find it. The controller is actually pretty basic and simple to use. It does automatically go into a sleep mode. You just have to press 2 buttons and that'll bring it out of sleep mode. And right now the bags are set at 5 pounds. 5 pounds is actually the minimum that the bags can be. Any lower than that and it can cause damage to the bags because there's no pressure inside of them. But I have found that at 5 pounds, my truck is still setting at stock height. Pretty simple to control. You can go up, right now I've got it set on PSI, so that's 5 PSI. You can go up in like single denominations, and once you have it set to what you want, the compressor will kick on and bring it up to that PSI. With this controller, you're able to have 3 presets. There's 1, 2, and then if you hold both down at the same time, that is a 3rd preset. The way I set mine up is 1 is my minimum, which is 5 pounds. 2 is for my enclosed trailer, which uses about 35 pounds to bring the height of the truck back up to stock. So now for figuring out how much air you need to place in the bags for an individual trailer, you need to figure out first what your stock height is on your truck. So to do that, you're going to take your tape measure and you're going to measure from the ground up to your wheel well. On this truck, it's right at about 41 inches. Now once you have kind of your stock height, which is what we're at right now, we're going to load the trailer, which is going to squat the truck, and then we will start airing that up and bring the truck back to around 41 inches. So now I'm going to take it up to the 35 pounds. So now the system's brought itself up to 35 pounds, and we're going to take our last measurement. And that gets us right at 41 inches from the ground to the top of the wheel well, which is exactly where we need to be. Now the truck is loaded with the trailer and it is still sitting at the stock height. And then once we're done for the day and we go to unload the trailer, all we have to do is hit that 1 key, and that will take us back down to the stock height of the truck with no air in the airbags. So that is really pretty much it for the setup of this system. Like I said, it's really simple to use. Now, one of the cons that I have noticed is whatever that number is, like right now it's 35 pounds, that is the preset number. Now, say your bags are leaking a little bit, say they have a slow leak in them, that number is not going to change. So that is not the true PSI that is in the bags. That is just the preset number. So it doesn't actually show you how many PSI is in the bag. Now, with this system, it does have an automatic sensor, so if your bags do have a slow leak in them, once they get below a certain PSI loss, it will actually kick the compressor back on and bring them back up to that preset. So even though it's not showing you like a real-time PSI of how much is in the bags, it is protecting you on the back end by sensing how much air is in the bags and making sure that that preset stays correct. As always, guys, I really appreciate you watching the videos. Definitely give me that thumbs up if you like this kind of content, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.